Welcome to the only listicle we will ever make. Well, until next year.
What is the issue with listicles?
Welcome to the fastest bikes of 2025.
In 2025, all of the aggressive trail and enduro bikes got to see action on our test track here in Squamish, BC. The track is made up of two splits, the tech section straight into a flow trail, so you can see where they gain or lose time.
As we close out the year, let's celebrate the bikes, the laps, and see which one is fastest. These are like pure caramel, they're pretty good. Do you like coconut?
Yeah.
Takes me back to being a boy. Christmas in England. 5 degrees, pissing rain.
The Transition Bottle Rocket is meant to be a bit of a firecracker in the bike park and isn't intended to be threatening the stopwatch. It was relatively mid-pack on the flow section and even slower on our tech. I'm not sure Transition is going to mind, however, as this was not their design intention. It is an absolute killer on Dirt Merchant, and the full 27.5 bike with a 180mm fork shined on the tight sections and steep tech. And I can confirm it manuals like a dream, which is probably most important to them anyways.
I choose not to do stuff like that because I'm not a show-off.
He was mostly just jealous though. He came up to me after and he was like, that's pretty nice.
The priority of all the bikes we've ranked is probably the one most skewed towards descending, with a gearbox idler, carbon walrus tooth rear end, and more grip than a Robert Ludlum novel. It's like a gripping thriller. The bike's got grip. However, it was mid-pack in the tech and slowest on the flow. Arguably, our test track just wasn't rough enough for a bike that really shines when things get rowdy.
Artisanal craftsmanship? Yes. Race bike? Perhaps not. The Kanga had that organic feel thanks to its steel front triangle and had a great balance with its geometry. However, myself being the resident big boy, it just wasn't stiff enough. Mid-pack in the enduro section and sliding down the order in the trail section, it was noted for its squirm in some of the trail's high-speed, high-load corners. Riding some bikes feels like flicking a plastic Tupperware.
Yes. Other bikes are like an aubergine. It's organic. The Banshee Titan is a fast bike in the right hands, or should I say legs. Tool riders looking to size down with... Made me laugh. Tool riders looking to size down will have the clearance, but both Remy and I struggled. Even with a too short for pedaling dropper as low as it could go, it just never really felt like that saddle was out the way, and that reflects in the timing. That said, Remy held it to a respectable 6th place in both sections. Not bad at all considering everyone else has been copying their geometry homework since the bike came out 5 years ago.
Is the Raw Madonna a slowish enduro bike or a very fast sofa? That's a great question.
You paused before sofa.
I know, because I'm adding
dramatic effect
to the sofa. The Raw provides interesting insight as to why big bike manufacturers and race teams aren't all in on high stack, long rear. Confidence inspiring? Yes. Fast? Not so much. 5th in the tech and 2nd to last in the flow. Is that all we want to say about the Raw? That seems like kind of harsh. We liked that bike.
The Trek came with its brother in arms, the Slash, to our test track, as we wanted to find out which one was quicker. The simple but well-cooked ingredients of a split pivot 4-bar, or the Willy Wonka wonderment of the high pivot with all the trimmings. The Fuel LX went quickly and was comfortably mid-pack in both sections, unlike the Slash. A little birdie, if you'll excuse the pun, told me that in a team's internal testing, they found the Firebird to be faster than the frame that was being provided by their own sponsor, which must have been somewhat undermining. As the year rolled through, the Firebird, both in medium and large, sat atop their perch in 1 and 2 on our leaderboard.
For those wondering why we tested a medium and a large, It's that we felt so stuck in between sizing. I prefer the feeling of the Mivot, undersizing like so many of the other pivot racers do. But ultimately, the large went a little bit faster, although it was slightly less confidence inspiring.
A pivot is a livet. All pivots, they come out the ground large, and you got to choose for a Mivot. The one, the only, the bike that Remy and I are currently sharing custody of, the Trek Slash. Long may Trek kindly let us extend the loan. Forever shall we ignore their emails. They can come and take this bike from our cold, dead hands.
Who's the mom, who's the dad?
Well, who's the one that fixes it, gives it its packed lunch, and makes sure it's ready to go for the day?
Who's the one whose house it's lived in? Maybe if you gave me a chance to feed it and oil its chain, I would.
Classic deadbeat dad.
Not only was this bike the fastest, it also had some of the worst conditions of the year, along with the Banshee. Either way, Trek's proven race bike and winner of the World Cup overall under Hattie Harden showed its pedigree, only just being pipped in the trail section and doing the damage on the tech.
Every time I ride it, I just think this is something really, really special. And you would know that if you actually put some effort in. Thank you to you, the audience, because without your interest and your time of watching these videos, we couldn't do this. We all took a bit of a gamble, starting QuarterHP, quit our jobs, started painting everything purple, put all of our money into Christmas jumpers, and you make it possible. So genuinely, thank you so very, very much. Does it feel like it's been a year since I asked you to quit your job?
Feels like 10, at least. And thanks to our sponsors for providing the best control parts so we can really get into what makes a bike fast, and to the bike brands that were happy to send us bikes and take a chance on us. And thanks to our team, Tom and Lettuce, for producing, filming, editing.
Doing all the
hard stuff.
All the difficult bits. Now, we've rattled through a lot of the bikes today in order, but we've also got an accompanying podcast going out on our Patreon, where we go into the tech and the explanation about why some bikes were faster and some bikes were slower. So you can enjoy that live now on our Patreon, or you can wait a week or two and it'll be available for all on our Spotify podcast stream.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect.
Cheese! Sweet.
Nice one, boys.
That's sweet.